This is a question for Congressman Gottheimer. School vouchers, using public funds to send kids to private schools, are part of the federal reconciliation bill being considered by the House right now. Today, Politico said your position on vouchers is unclear. Can you make it clear?
Oh, sure. I'm totally against vouchers. Listen, I support public schools, but I also like what our state has done over the years with some of our parochial schools to make sure they get busing, they get good security and technology, and that we invest in our kids. I also believe that in all of our communities, every kid should get universal pre-K, no matter where they live, and we got to support all of our communities on that, and all-day kindergarten. These are things we should do for every child in New Jersey. We've got amazing schools. It's an amazing state. We got to help people and all of our children get a great education.
And then can I ask a follow-up for Senator Sweeney? What are the implications of a near-term federal voucher program for New Jersey students, parents, and schools?
Well, again, hopefully the federal government will stop it. Hopefully we can get our federal delegation to stop it. It'll hurt funding for schools. Bottom line, it'll hurt funding for the schools. So we really have to pay attention to what's coming out of Washington. This is what we've been talking about. Listen, we talk about health care. I'm introducing something this week. It's called the Jersey option, because we're going to see Medicaid funding slashed. So what I plan on doing is creating a health care system that people can join, that the state will have a pool, a large pool, and people will be able to join and buy state health insurance, which will be cheaper and save people money. Because, listen, we got a lot of bad coming out of this administration, a whole lot of bad, and we got to get prepared for it. You know, I saw Van Drew said, I'll never vote to cut Medicaid. And now he's signaling he's good with it. You know, it's not okay what's going on here.
You know, we're beating that.
I agree with Senator Sweeney. Maybe we could push him all the way to Medicare for all now, because that's what we need. So I agree with him 100,000% for sure on that. I just wanted to put that on the record.
I'd like to put on the record that Van Drew already voted to cut Medicaid by $880 billion. Just
yeah, he did.
Throwing that out there.
When he signed a letter saying he would not do it.
No, you're right. I'm just
now they're suddenly
out
trying to back off of it because we're
the
whacking them every day about it.
I would just ask Congresswoman Sherrill, is there a way to reconcile the preferences of parents of students who go to parochial schools or want to go to parochial schools and the NJEA, or is this just a collision course? Is this unavoidable? Right? You have a number of Catholic school parents are looking for this bill, supportive of this bill. Number of Jewish organizations are looking for this bill. We're just on a collision course here?
Well, I think it's the state's responsibility to fund robust public school education, and that's, you know, I understand that there are parents that want a specific education for their children, and that's wonderful, but that's not the state's responsibility.
Yes,
right.
Steve I wanted to say that, you know, President Trump has redefined what's acceptable in public education, clearly with abolishing the Department of Education. And I think New Jersey needs to be more proactive with regards to constitutional amendments and legislation to protect New Jersey and define that we won't be vouchers, no religion, no outing children. Speaking to the values of New Jersey here, and I think what we're talking about here is that we are at risk because nobody's taken proactive steps yet to really define how education will look in the current world under President Trump. And I think we should be doing a better job around that.
Ross Baraka.
Right, so vouchers all the way around are wrong. And we have to be careful when we start having this conversation, a slippery slope to pay for one religious school and another religious school where religion begins to overshadow public education. Most Americans went to public school. They went to public school because public schools work, because it is a system where all of us have been educated, and some of us have been educated at very high levels because of public school. We have to make sure that we protect the Constitution of this country and the Constitution of the state of New Jersey. That's more important than anything. I didn't swear allegiance to any of these people. I didn't even swear allegiance to the Democratic or Republican Party. When I took an oath, they said that I swear allegiance to the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of New Jersey, so help me God.
Steve Sweeney.
And listen, the federal government has already done great harm to education. They cut $1 billion for mental health. You know, our kids went through a lot, especially through COVID. They went through one hell of a lot. Now we got kids that need help, and you know, with the state, we got a surplus. We got a $6 billion surplus. At some point, we're going to run out. We should use it for kids to make sure that they're getting what they need. We absolutely should. But at some point, again, hopefully we can scare a couple of these Republicans to start doing the right thing here. Because taking money away, mental health dollars away from children, that's messed up.
And if you notice, we're taking them to court and we're beating them, just like we did this weekend. We should fight them on every one of these things where they screw with Jersey families or with our children. Going after Title I money and hurting kids with disabilities is ridiculous, right? But we've got to help all of our children in the state of New Jersey and take care of all of them. And I think that's really important. We've got an amazing state, and we can.